No, that's not working. Just testing our redeems for a little bit. Right, that doesn't work over here. Unfortunately, redeems only work on the vertical stream for now. So please head on over there. Wait, I can't do that yet. I need to actually go to my vertical stream first. Give me a second. Testing microphone 1, 2. Okay. Right. Come on, mate. Yep. Edit title and description. Yep. Save that. Edit the title and description on this one. Okay. Let's see if the redeems work here. There we go.
At Biggie's Let's Plays, you successfully redeemed Kefka for 13 LP.
Yep. Thanks for stopping by! Exclamation point. Mind leaving a like? Question mark. Liked! Exclamation point. Staying to chat. Try some redeems. Almost there. I'm paralyzed from the chest down. Down. Right, let's see if I could turn on my face a little bit. See if that's working. Oh, I should actually do this, shouldn't I? Alright, folks. It's me and Big I'm back. We're live. We're playing some more Warhammer until my body's recovered. Not caretaker. Physiotherapist should be back by today. So that's always good news. But I'm gonna yap for a little bit before we get started. Thanks for folks for being here. If you're here on the vertical stream, welcome as well. I need to improve my lung capacity a little bit. Yep. So let's engage with my audience here. What do I do? Oh yeah, I wanted to create a type exclamation point redeems to see what you can do. See what you could do on the channel. . 'Cause 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 ' Actually, it might be smarter to do this. Will that even pop up? Yep. Oh wait, that doesn't work. Yep. Type exclamation point redeems. Or commands. Or maybe to have some fun, yep. Or fun commands. I'll pin that.
Type redeems for fun commands.
Right. And I'm not sure exactly if the paste bin would work. Yep. Let me edit this real quick. Songs. Current redeemable song list. Right. And then I guess I'll save the changes. So exclamation point LP to check your LP, exclamation point songs to see the current redeemable song list, which is always updated. And that'll do. And I'll see if I could go to Twitch for a little bit. Welcome as people are pouring in. And, okay, come on. What's going on? What's going on? I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I say, hey. What's going on? I guess I'll just manually do it. On the Twitches.
Type redeems for fun commands.
Unpin this at the end of the stream on Steam. Oh, wait, Steam? Stream on Steam? No. Stream on Twitch. There we go. Okay. Let's hopefully get things started here, finally. TJF, folks, it's Friday. We're playing some Warhammer 40K. And mostly, I'm just going to go over things that I've done off camera. But I don't know if the Necron redeem over here is still working or not. Is it working? Okay. Fair. It's working. Good, 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 good. Hopefully we'll see some people pouring in. Well, everybody's already poured out because I've been just yapping non-stop. But hello folks, it's me. I'm Miguel. I'm back. We're live. We're playing some Warhammer. I am feeling almost up to it today. But not yet. My lung capacity's gone down. So hopefully sitting up and doing the stream today will improve. My physiotherapist says he was going to come today. If not, he's going to come tomorrow. But very understandably, being a new dad is not something he's going to be used to anytime soon, I don't think. But in that case anyways. It was just gonna give him some leeway for him to experience fatherhood. Yeah. Just shoveling, moving all these things around so that it's kind of centered, kind of. All right. But yeah, welcome to the stream. As for Rogue Trader or Rogue Tradering today, we're just gonna continue where we left off. I'm just going to load up all the various different bits of dialogue that was missing, so we can experience that as well. But mostly, I'm just gonna push forward until we reach some part of Act 2 that we were at before. Okay. With that said, let me just double check on everything here. I think we're fine on these Twitch things. I'm gonna close up my window on my browser and thank my members in the meantime. So thank you Apilux, Manta, Burton, Palanton, Yellow Techno, and Ozor for being members at the time of streaming. Watch vids early, cool badges and emojis for whenever you comment. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Click on the bell to get notified for when I go live, etc. And if you want to check out the membership program, you can turn into a Pokemon amongst other real cool perks. Right, let me switch over to my gaming screen, see if that works. Come on. Why are you not working? Oh, come on. There you are. No, there we go. Get servertized, PNG tuber. And is that working? Finally, okay. You know exactly what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that since YouTube doesn't support friggin' okay. Since YouTube doesn't support the friggin' huh? Okay. Right, we've confirmed our caretaker. My therapist is coming in at 3 p.m. So we'll see how long I can stream before I zonk out after taking my meds. But anyways, what it did is play the head. Right, there's a couple of things that I've saved. We could go to we'll see. Yeah. So during the time off, I went to the Dark Hideout. That is the latest thing, right? Is that we went to the Dark Hideout and got ourselves all the various different bits of stuff happening. There's a bunch of talking things happening as well. So we're just going to actually load the various different talks. Oh yeah, I need to actually, I forgot. I need to go and manage my vertical stream. Or horizontal stream, rather. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna go back here. Come on. Let's get shareable link. Unfortunately, redeems don't work on this stream. So head to the vertical stream for now.
Unfortunately, redeems don't work on this stream, so head to the vertical stream for now.
Okay. Unless they suddenly do all of a sudden. No, I don't think so. Okay. It's not working for the vertical stream, the horizontal stream on the tubes. So, yeah. Oh well. Not sure why that's the case. Streamlabs just hate. Well, YouTube. There's one way of me actually dealing with this, which is letting YouTube just use the YouTube's embedded source stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of people we could talk to. Don't freeze out the game now. The nature of your mission.
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officer's mess.
I see. Let's end the dialogue. Right, Rix, what do you have to talk about? Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now will be a good time to explain the reasons for my return aboard your ship. I do not object you personally, but I find the continuous presence of an Inquisition agent at my side slightly unnerving. Your concern's unfounded. As long as there's no substantial reason for it, I hope there will not be one. To business, then. The cult of the Final Dawn. The madmen preach these heretical doctrine amongst the denizens of the Coronis Expanse, and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. Oh yeah, I think once in a while the chat things come up and just gives me a jump scare. But we're fine, right? We're fine? On such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage to the incorrupted region. I also meet with one of my observers of the capital world of your domain. Let's go ahead and have a look at the Lord Imperium. Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? Yeah, that's true. Cult stuff is Order Malleus, right? Ordo Xenos is actually more of the Xeno aliens. That is actually an interesting bit of lore. That is true. I love the fact that replaying this game with more context really kind of improves the experience. And I feel like a game like Rogue Trader is not only a good introduction, but it's better upon replays. The only downside of it is that the kind of roleplay aspect of it, it's one of those things that the content is so dense that it feels, oh man, I have to start a new character. Oh man, I have to spend so many hours replaying it just to get a different storyline. Yeah. You're well versed how the Inquisition is organized, Kefka Palazzo. Well, I am now. Yes, initially our arrival in Coronis Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos. But there's more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I will be able to reveal the truth, full truth someday. But right now, I ask you to display humility and patience. A chaos cult protectorate. Henrix, are you laying accusation on my dynasty? Chaos treads lightly, Kefka Palazzo. The main dangers of the secret cults and sects is that they're sects. Don't demonetize me yet, YouTube. Is that they are like seeds. They can remain in the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny, until all opportunities sprout and grow, and bear monstrous fruit present itself. Wait, is that correct? Until an opportunity to sprout? Oh, there we go. Reading comprehension. Until an opportunity to sprout, grow, and bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult of the one of Rogue Trader's planets has taught me the dynasty itself as a chaos worshipper. Having said that, it should be noted that Theodore von Valancius was famous for a loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the warrant. You know, it's all actually, because I was trying to translate some of this, the word rogue is one of the most heinously hard words to translate because because of the context of rogue or roguish. People romanticize being like it's the criminal romanticization. Yep, and there's this it's a very loaded word that does well, right? Like rogue, there's going rogue, meaning going off the beaten path or going off course. There's a rogue, which is basic thievery and gangster stuff, right? But there's also the whole rogue of being a free agent, right? And it is a title, so we need to not we need to use slightly more flowery language to to translate the name. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it is indeed so, it is your best interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself, and then perhaps you will get a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. A Lord Inquisitor mentioned in this letter that he was willing to show lenience toward my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised. The Lord Inquisitor is not type to indulge in the weakness of the soul and mind, even in someone who's recently accepted the burden of a lofty title. So you have spies on the Von Valanche's worlds, then? The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary of the Administratum, this department on Dragonus. That's...
Howdy, howdy. I am home.
Hooray! Howdy, howdy, Mansa. Welcome home. Thanks for being here, buddy. And we have some new redeems, but I'm not sure if it works. But I'll see if the songs redeem will work as a. There we go. There's currently the song redeems have Boom, Survive, and Wonder. So redeem Boom, redeem Survive, or redeem Wonder. Either one. Those use LP, and those are new.
At the Determined tab, you successfully redeemed Wonderful YAI for 69 LP.
Red War Trucks 2. You me's go boom. For me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
There we go. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, it is. It is.
He.
Yeah, it is wonderful, isn't it? Okay.
Wonderful indeed.
Yep. All right, where was I? Okay, we were going about treading all the various different story beats that I've left behind. And I was off camera playing a couple of these things, right? So I have more of an understanding of what's happening in the story now that I have more understanding of the lore. So we're just gonna be lore dumping today, right? And we're gonna go look at some of the new DLC stuff too. So Heinrichs here is also talking about a spy on the administrative department on Dragonus. But the fact is, that's how spies work. Spies are diplomats. Well, the truth, like having a diplomat is basic on your turf or in your country. It's basically okay. We're going to serve you the information that you'll need. We're exchanging info.
Good news. The Exodusites got new models today. Exodusites are Eldar that said F the debauchery and F civilization. We gonna go live on feral worlds and ride dinosaurs.
Hooray! Xenos on Xenos on dinosaurs. Okay, there's a something of a song. There's somewhere. Yeah. Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. Yep. That's another song. Wait. That's another song waiting to happen.
They have not really been lore relevant at all, but they are neat, and the fact that GW remembered they exist is neat.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me okay, we're gonna go off on an ADHD tangent now. Thanks to you, Mana. Thank you. Exodites. Yep.
It's what I do, lol.
We're going on an ADHD tangent. Eldari Exodite Dragon Knights. Yep. Reject civilization. Embrace. Yep. Embrace dinos. Yep. Everybody ride the dinosaur. That is a song, isn't it? Walk the Dinosaur song lyrics. Yep. Boom, boom, akalaka laka boom. Oh my goodness. That's the friggin' song, isn't it? Yep. It was a night like this 40 million years ago. Lit a cigarette. Picked up a monkey skull. Oh my goodness. The song rides itself. Writes itself. I lift the low stick, pick up a monkey skull. Literally, it says monkey. The sun was spitting fire, yet the sky was blue as ice. I feel a little tired.
Lord,
yep.
LOL.
So I watched Miami Vice. Okay. I rode the dinosaur. I rode the dinosaur. Da 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 da. Get on the floor. Everybody ride the dinosaurs. Open the door. Get on the floor. Yeah. Boom, boom. Akalaka boom, boom. Yeah. But yeah, certainly that is a new song that we're gonna try to celebrate the Exodites being added as a kit. What a wonderful thing to have to discovered. And it's got to be on my Emperor's Stepchildren channel as well. My goodness. Oh, I've uploaded the latest long form video of the that's not long form, but horizontal storyboard video of the friggin' "We Will Survive" but sung by Necrons. Have you actually heard that? But yeah. And why are you only if you're interested, Mana? But you should go and subscribe to Emperor's Stepchildren, certainly, if you want to hear my AI covers. But I think what's his name? Talenton might be more interested. Okay. But let's head back to this. I'm gonna get the Exodites song started. Yeah. His name's Achilles Slander. As soon as we contact Dargonas, I will introduce you as the new head of the dynasty. I'm sure he will appreciate the presence of such an advisor amongst your subjects. So let's learn more about the cult of this final dawn. But earlier, Heinrich says that he was in the Ordo Xenos, which is more of a Ordo Xenos is hunt aliens. those are the group that launch teams like Death Watch, right? And I think oh yeah, we also have those YouTube member things.
I posted the Exodite model reveal on the Discord.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, I think for warp related shenanigans, that's the Grey Knights, right? And I do believe it's Order Malleus. Am I getting the names correct? Or is it another order that deals with specifically with cult related shenanigans? Well, anyways, Chaos Worshippers. Most often, the agents of the throne run lone renegades stirring up the rabble. Insane prophets and hysterical visionaries preaching the end of days. Passing Comet, Mutant Rebellion, Onslaught of Monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason where people should prostrate themselves to the Crivian fear. Yep. Much effort and blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne was
Ordo
spent.
Xenos is for aliens. Order Malleus is warp stuff. Ordo Hereticus is for heretics.
Okay. But Heinrich's is actually from Ordo Xenos, which is why Kefka stated that it's a bit sus, isn't it, that the Ordo Xenos is hunting heretics and cultists. But Heinrich says it's all connected. So it's not just heretics. Spread their agents all over the Coronis expanse, disseminating heresy, certain strategy to their action change whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have the two ships that we sent after them later discovered as wreckage. Okay. So, maybe they're cooperating between various different orders. After the events of Rykar Minoris, where the planet exploded, or the sun disappeared, I suspect the cult might have built its nest inside the Winterscale domain. But latest reports indicate is that your protectorate is harboring heretics. Being your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to those secrets. Okay, I agreed to give you a place aboard my ship, then what else? So the rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kieva Gamma. Then accompany you to the surface to determine what cult is planning and how it intends to use resources that have fallen into the clutches, which may have well included the blessed engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Messiah themselves.
The Ordos tend to work together, but sometimes they get at odds when they disagree on what is causing weird stuff to happen.
I see. I'll be frank. I thought your name was Heinrichs. Okay, to answer this question, it's unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of the chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths. Having plans to come to fruition would lead to a far more terrible consequence. One of the systems in the Coronis expanse is already lost, so may the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. So, Kieva Gamma. Why is Kieva Gamma sus? Disjointed piece of data finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, no longer a vessel from that world has arrived on footfall. Reports of the crew were confused and alarming, making me fear the planet-wide rebellion. So we did meet a Chaos Space Marine. That is very true. That was the last boss of Act 1. A friggin' Chaos Marine. Blood for the Blood God. I have no doubt what will happen sooner or later, Kefka. It will sooner happen than later. Yep. No, damn it. Work, brain. It will happen sooner or later. Chaos Marines starting with the cult is very, very bad news. Most likely they kept away until recently, pulling the puppet strings from a respectable distance. So these traitors seldom show up alone. The best way we could count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines, the Coronis expanse, not entire company. And the Chaos Space Marine that we met at the end of Act 1, I do believe is wearing red armor. So he's one of those... Which one is it? The one that worships corn.
Chaos Space Marines and their metal boxes. The cowards, the fools.
But, which one is the red Chaos Marine one? And
World Eaters.
I see. Yes. World Eater. I hardly know her. Okay. I won't let anyone throw their way around my on my worlds, serving the Chaos Xenos or heretics. Commendable aspiration for a president who holds the fate of billions of people and dozens of imperial worlds in his hands. Need to be even more vigilant who seeks the seeds of corruption on your planets. Lest they sprout someday and spell doom for whatever is tangled upon their roots. Enough discussion about the arch enemy's servants. Tell me about the Drukhari who stole Rykard's son. But yeah, it is. I guess it makes sense for the Auto Xenos.
World Eaters tend to not be schemers, so it could be a word bearer. They also wear red and can worship Kern without sinking into feral rage.
I think the exact armor outfit is very Khorne aligned, though. Because I think it is. I can't. I don't think I have a save back far enough to show you. One of the branches of the Eldari, ancient various vicious Xenos race. Okay. Victims are not just killed outright, but they become playthings. Okay. So basically, they're saying like, you know what? So Drukhari actually need pain and torture to survive, I guess. I'm not sure how true that is coming from somebody from the Order of Xenos. Right? Do they actually need pain and torture to survive? Yeah. I guess they'll be...
No, he is right.
Okay. Ha, 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 ha. Playing alive, playing alive. These sheeps, which are difficult to mistake for any other, are rapidly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities towards Imperium auger arrays. Never to capture a world or a ship. Insisted in fresh meat. After filling the holds with live captives, they disappear into a webway, a different dimension, which conceals the greatest stronghold. Komora.
Drukhari, and all Eldar by extension are so psychically attuned that they can gain sustenance from emotion itself.
I see. Komora, I hardly know her. Yeah. The dark city of the Drukhari, for which none could which none can hope to escape. I think we're gonna land in Komora sometime soon as well.
Drukhari are so immersed in torture and pain and hedonism that they learn to feed off it.
Okay. The Xenos themselves are played into the arch enemy's designs, or perhaps the Aurora's divinations, in fact, describe the Drukhari's actions. Okay. There's no alliance between the cult and the Xenos. Impossible. Okay, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. So basically, the arch enemy... So what he's insinuating is that the arch enemy is scheming to play both sides. So there's the cult worshippers that they're playing, and Drukhari's fall into their plan, which says, yep. You may think whatever you want of me, but I'm not going to hinder. Is not to hinder you. I'm here to help you to fight against foes you may not be even aware of. You have my word that
yes, surely nothing can go wrong when you align with the Dark Eldar.
Yep. Not even be aware of. You have my word that I will provide every assistance in my uprooting the heresy that has sprouted on the Von Valance's world while Masters was away. And I'll go be more patient and less grievous flaws and the barriers of the warrant are sometimes known to have. Okay. So there's that. There's Heinrichs. I'm not sure who else we need to talk to. Okay, no one else. But we could research Sector Bionica from here immediately, and we could have a bunch of insertions and augments. Yep. Yep. And there's various different things. One thing that I found completely that's interesting is that look at all them cuts. My goodness. For what's her name? For Kibela. Very distinctive of whatchamacallit, the proper edgiest of edge lords. But we could even prop things like Chymist Infuser to give her. Here's the thing, right? When we built Kefka, we wanted to go with a ranged build that stacks poison over and over. But apparently, the best one to actually use that are somebody with melee skills, execution, not blade dancers, because they don't use ranged attacks. So things like the combat infuser is great for. The game is pushing you towards having executioners be melee, because these things actually inflicts toxin upon combat. And once we install augments, we can't remove them. Well, we can replace them, but not remove them. We could even install things like this one. Deals 0 plus 35 times the number of users' traumas. More melee damage against and gains deflection equal to the traumas. Yep.
I hate when builds get railroaded like that. Let me play my jank, dang it.
Yep. But you could do something like this as well for Kibela. These are also very good augments. And the really good augment for Heinrichs is this one. Mock MK Warrior, Force Couple, and Force Couple, which is basically a get over here. We can get over, have him use get over here and just use weapons in hand as well. So that's always nice. But this one is definitely better for Kibela. There's a bunch of things we could talk about. But okay, so I'm just going to load the game here. Because I've played up to the Governor of Yat's estate already. I'm already at Giannis. But let's go back at what we had before. But during the game, we found a drifting void ship. And the drifting void ship gives us a couple of options, which is new, as heretical. Yep. If you remember the drifting void ship, we played with it a long time ago. This is the void ship where there's a bunch of Xenos things happen. The
lies beyond.
I know there's stuff there. It's the one where we have to go around and turn on the machine to open up this little area here. Totomegas Stabilis Mala. And the room's permeated with much mixture of miasma of both mechanical and biological origin. Blood, rust, vomit, machine, oil, excrement, kerosene. All these smells blend together into such thick stench that almost feels palpable. Just in the air here is one mad tangle of odors. The device in front of you is a mishmash of wriggling wires and translated fragments. In all the clutter, one could almost miss the main component. A heavily augmented man whose upper body is embedded into the frame of the machine, drowned dozens of wires piercing its flesh. Who are you? Disturbing the peace of holy martyrs in our home grief. What do you want? Who are you? A servant of the Omnissiah, an acolyte of the machine, a prisoner of purgatory and keeper of corruption. So what happened to your ship? Ship? There is no ship. There is only purgatory, a world of evil, made to harrow and torture those who follow the Omnissiah. It has already killed many of my brethren, but those who remain are strong, so fully strong. We keep corruption and machine at bay. I will hold it back. Okay. I've accepted a higher calling, the one among my brethren to do so, to keep evil at bay with prayers and sacred symbols engraved into the Savior's flesh. I take the evil inside myself. I imbibe as it does water, but it can do me no harm, for I am the eye of sanctity. I am the sacred filter, the link that protects one part of the machine from this cosmic taint. As far as I remain here, the corruption will not prevail. I pity you, my brother in service. Entropy and falsehood have taken root within your cognitive thoughts. Intervening with your perception of truth and lies. Your sacrifice is hollow, defiled by irrationality. You are nourishing this very evil you wish to guard against. I shall uplift the prayer of the motive force, in the hope that it will cleanse your soul upon the cessation of your functions. Nuncius, prepare to execute the binary requiem. You are mistaken, but I will save you as well, for my sanctity is absolute. I've seen similar symbols, caught a glimpse of them in my dreams. Whenever the warp worms waves them into them and whispered about its virulent gifts, I doubt these lunatics were given visions by the runes of this god. Okay, so what evil are you talking about? Evil has many names, essence remains the same. Evil that trapped us here, they were stronger. And there's things like dogmatic. There's no more fate more honorable than purgation to suffering in the name of faith. Yep. And we also have the heretical option of killing him. I want to see what you have been holding you back. Yep. Kefka Palazzo, don't! How dare you encroach upon the sacred essence of the machine? How? As soon as he stills forever, the oppressive atmosphere around you deepens into literal darkness. One by one, flaming slits begin to appear in the gloom. Perhaps his eyes, perhaps a mouth, ready to devour the mortal who laid claim to it. A foreign, otherworldly will rails against you. Oh my goodness, I'm getting railed. And crumbles when confronted by the forces that kept you safe in the service of the dark gods. Let's force the entity to become your servant on the chip. Become my servant. Yep. I got XP. And we got demonic presence. Demonic presence is a new upgrade, quote unquote, for our machine. It is absolutely horrible, because the flagship lance weapon is now possessed by demons. Whenever a flagship lance hits the enemy's ship's hull, it has a 50% chance to start internal fires. However, when no enemy ship is suffering from internal fires, the daemon's violent nature ignites internal fires on our flagship instead. So it is absolutely a fun addition to our game. We don't get to actually fight the the enemy here, because during our playthrough last time, we got we fought and cleansed this area.
We'll see. Oh yes, they all will see.
But now, instead of that, we are actually taking in the demon into our ship. And if you look at the ship right now, one of the things that you get from playing the DLC is an upgrade called Unclean Aegis. You could pick one of 3 upgrades depending on which path you took. This is the heretical option. That says the flagship suffers minus 30% less warp damage, but damage dealt by internal fires reduced to from 2 to 7. The freight line has become a cesspool of disease. Okay, this protects the ship from fires and warp engines energies so that the infected may continue to exchange putrid gifts and devour the vessel. So basically, we have an unclean Aegis with a demonic presence. So that's a real nice combo. So that's that. And what happened next is that we went ahead and did some ship battles. And we went ahead and get to... Is it Filestone? Yep. Yep. Falstone has one of our colonies, but we have a couple of options when visiting Falstone. So let's read through the story here. Lord Captain, we have received transmission from Falstone. It was sent by members of the Order of the Hammer, votaries of St. Cognatius, whose monastery is on the settlement on the planet, the old settlement on the planet. Or rather, it used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel of the Navica unloaded several thousand refugees from a planet belonging to the rogue trader Winterscale. The Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of aggression and is asking for your lordship's protection. Okay. So you are not victims, not invaders. Prepare my shuttle. Right. Let's take a landing. Yep. Yep. Party to solve the conflict. Yep. And now it is the Asakark system. The Monastery of St. Cognatius and Falstone. 6 scores and 11. เรียมฮะ เดี๋ยวเอาหมอนมาเสียบให้หน่อยมันตก 6 scores in 11 days after the feasts of passing of the Nicomedes Keith, the champion of faith, disquieted marred the calm of the monastery and Order of the Hammer. Countless tortured souls, steeped in fear, arrived in Falstone in the Starbark. ของกินเราหมดแล้วเนาะหรือว่ามีอะไรทำได้บ้างไหมทำซุกี้หรือเปล่าโอเคเดี๋ยวเอามือถือพี่มาวางตรงนี้ก่อนนะเผื่อพี่จะสั่งอะไรเพิ่ม But countless tortured souls steeped in fear arrived in Falstone in Starbark. A great apostasy has befallen their home. Home, and turned their abject wanderers seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Navica, has betrayed them.
Sorry, I'm cooking.
Don't worry. I'm just going to read through it, because this is just more of a reading thing. I assumed that you were lurking about anyways. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Navica, has betrayed them. Not knowing what there was survived in Falstone's grim wastelands, the forsaken people came to the monastery of St. Cognatius, and they are surrounding its walls, hammering their fists in its gates, implored in will, "Take us in, protect us!" And what was once a place of serenity and grace was full of din, disorder, and a matter of things despicable. The interlopers brought with them a world of futility and strife, and worldly futility and strife, and asking the seeds of alluring blasphemies, it fires friendly heathens lurked in the midst. Prelate Hectarius recalled the first missionaries who set a foot on Falstone's vast wasteland, led by the zeal of the forsaking St. Cognatius. And those missionaries had received the blessing of Nicomedes Keith, the champion of faith who traveled with them in their starbark to found in place a humble and pure abode, whether to cultivate wisdom and piety. And St. Cognatius, a man of great endeavors, a warrior and wise artificer, never cowered behind the walls of a librarium, but stepped bravely into the darkness, carrying light into the palm of his hand, and he commanded others to do the same. And not only of Falstone, but many worlds of Corona's expanse bear its imprint. And Prelate and Hectarius did well to interlopers warming against as his guests, but he did warn his brethren to keep their vigilance. A brethren and sisters of Order of the Hammer came forth to meet its strangers, carrying water and protein victuals and medicinal herbs and jugs of promethium. But the crowd came to blows over viands, and blood was spilt, and many of them trampled or mauled in the stampede. Some of them dwelled in the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their flak cowls.
Harry the Hammer.
Wait. Perry the Platypus. The Order of the Hammer donned their flak cowls, inscribed words of praise to the God Emperor under tactical visors, and went forth, ready to render their service in battle. With lace guns and bolters they pierced the interlopers, and with the chainswords and powerful flails they struck them, and great and bloody harvest was reaped that day. Wait, warriors of the Order of the Hammer? Wait, they have chain swords. Okay, all right. No, I was going, but I just remembered that in this world, chainswords and laser guns could be wielded by normal
I am
people.
the Hammer Storm.
Yep. But the interlopers too scant their armaments and were scanter their skill in battle, slew many among the monastery's dwellers.
I am memeing if you can't tell.
I don't know the meme you're referencing though. Okay. So basically they just shot at each other. Right. So over here there's a choice. Korbolk out. The hungry and sick and lay siege the monastery begging for helpful. Yep. We could have them held to each other to account. Commanders from middle boarding force to fall upon the interlopers to have them
Harry
slain.
the Hammer is the name of the poster warrior for the very first Warhammer book. He didn't have a name, so the community called him Harry the Hammer.
Yep. This is the heretical option that basically destroys everything. But this is the heretical option that lets you improve your dynasty. Bait the dwellers of the monastery to fight the interlopers for his amusement like beasts of war, and promise a generous boon to the victor. So if we're going heretical, and the smart heretical, it's this one. Seized by the covetousness, the monk and rabble clashed. Then needs to the faith forgotten, they fought for greed alone.
In total war they brought him in as a lord, and his name is changed to be Harold Hammerstorm.
Ah, I see. Yep. He wove before the monk a vision of proud palaces in which the sceptic kings and rule over their flocks with no power absolute. Brethren forgot humility, took sin, arrayed themselves in gold, and adorned their hairs with gems. Those who did not know treason against the holy vows were disparaged and cast out. We fled to the mountains. Okay. And with that, we added these guys to our world of the Expanse. We could go with either the Dominion of the Hammer to get the Hammer of Epiphany. Not very useful for us. It is a two-handed melee weapon, which is kind of nice. Reputation with the Drusians and some security. This one lets the Lord Captain's plus 5 critical chance against Chaos enemies. With some holy gifts and efficiency. And the last one is the Benevolent Protection, which all allies increase their wounds by lower Imperium 15. Which is kind of nice too. This also gives us profit factor and complacency. Out of all this, I do believe that the High Throne was the one that I wanted the most. Although Celestial Protector is pretty nice as well. Whatchamacallit? We want to think about a dogmatic run with a female Protag Kun. Right? But we'll see if that's going to work out for this. I'm still thinking about who do we use for this run. Yep. And I'm just gonna demo maybe a battle right now with our new ship. Because we don't have... but I do have it saved already.
The whispers sound distant. The future is uncertain.
Right. Does this let me shoot you here from here? Oh, I missed.
Fire the Ursus claws.
Yep. Fire the missiles. And we're going to use... Oh, we can't use torpedo control. Oh, we couldn't use the torpedo control because I didn't upgrade it yet. Okay. That makes... that's rough. Because we needed to go and look at our post, and we needed to upgrade this. But now it's already upgraded, so we could use this at the start of battle. Jay's our Supreme Commander, because she's good at that.
I can see crimson lights in the void.
Yeah, maybe should get that looked at. Could be a sign of whatchamacallit. Let me just pew this. Actually, that makes a lot more sense to me. If I do this, yep, okay. Fire the missiles. Pew pew. Nice. And now we move our proton torpedoes. Dedge. And we could make... Oh, we're on fire. Oh no. Let's rotate you.
But yeah, the Druggari kinda have to immerse themselves in torture and pain because it helps to stave off Slaanesh, who basically has them by the pinky toe. If they don't feed her, she will grab onto more of their souls until they are fully consumed.
Right. Did we go for a swing run instead? Yeah, that's good enough. Damn it. Though I missed. How many misses was that? Okay, you're on fire now,
I
which
like
is
the
nice.
analogy that the Druggari are a zoo attendant and Slaanesh is the gorilla who grabbed their ankle through the bars. The only way to keep the gorilla from ripping their foot off is to keep handing it bananas.
I'm also going to... No. Miscall this way. Let's reinforce our shields. Nice. It's over! But yeah, that's the gist of what the battle's going to be like now. We're going to get... no two people are not on fire. Relatives battle. But that's a good analogy. But where were we? There's a couple of bits of DLC things. Right? That I saved. Oh, here we go. This is new. Let's load that. Basically, once we're at the Sector Bionica, this event happens. Let's move. The High Factorium, Chirurgeon Martinex, and Janitor Ferenz are already waiting for you by the mysterious door. The wall on behind them looks perfectly flat, only a metal coat of arms gleaming in the lumen light as steadily glow in the genetic guardian's impassable lenses reveal that only the dynasty's secret lies beyond this wall. Access is forbidden. Entry is authorized only for Sebastian von Valancius or his direct descendants. The guardian of the secret rooms look far less menacing than the gargoyle that guards the entrance of the Warren Chamber. There's a recess in the wall, framed in metal, with analyzer needles inside a small vid screen beside it. So lines of mechanically different text appear on screen. So let's examine the coat of arms. It's the heraldic symbol that noble bronze undoubtedly from the Von Valancius dynasty. Only certain details draw your eye. Some elements of ornamentation and the archaic script indicate that the coat of arms, as well as the wall itself, is several centuries old. Do you know who Siberian is? Error request is invalid. Open the door. Get on the floor. Every elder ride that dinosaur. All right. Incredible. Generations of tragedies have toiled away here, and we were utterly unaware. The shock exclamation in lingua technis. Be careful, Lord Captain. Dynastic secrets can be more than a little dangerous. It is my righteous duty as seneschal to escort you inside. Yep. And the dialogue. And we found a secret chamber. Chair luxuriously upholstered in natural velvet. Clearly the work of a highly skilled craftsman. Obvious at a glance that it's worth a fortune. My. But we need to look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. For me, the immediate thought is like, he looks a lot like the guy from Game of Thrones, Charles Dance. And the Charles Dance is the Tywin Lannister. Wait, is it Tywin? Yeah, Tywin Lannister. And also, everybody's top vote for the Lion.
He looks like his name is Fabio LOL.
Yeah, top vote for the Lion. Like who's the Primarch Lion? The Lion for Primarch for? Primarch. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion slays tonight. Yep. So it's a rogue trader of bygone days.
Lionel Johnson of the Dark Angels.
Yes. Sebastian von Valanches Miasmos of Coronas, rogue trader. Show the study the details. Hard to argue with the simple truth. Subject of the portrait was extremely good-looking individual. Look closely at his face. Chiseled features, dark brows, and a gaze full of inner strength. He also notices his finely worked furrows with the stubbornness of his forehead, the corners of his mouth. You realize the image has been significantly embellished. Yep. Whatever you have here is a ceremonial portrait intended to cast a subject in the most favorable light possible. Either that or artist whose brush produced this work did see your ancestor as some kind of idol. Okay.
The lion is actually the second loyal Primarch to return to modern 40k. He is currently on a mission to reclaim the fallen Dark Angels.
The work of a skilled and undoubtedly talented painter, Lord Captain. The execution is so exquisite. The glimpse of the model's own emotions flickered before my gaze, as if the master has captured not only the man's likeness upon canvas, but his very soul. Let's look at the weapon. No doubt about the weapon's origins. The sword depicted by unknown artist's brush was not forged by human hands. Fluid curves, exceptional luster, and the gem at the hilt shows the weapon to be of Eldari artisan. It is a Xenos blade. A Xenoblade? Oh, great, great. Wonderful. And I guess it's Xenoblade and Xenogears and all those RPG references. I guess this would be considered, if we're going heretical, this would be considered a Xenosaga. But there could be no doubt as the weapon's origins, yep. The blade is also unusual for runes engraved along its length. The most ancient indeed, the inscriptions of the Eldari's language, recording the legend of an unholy god of war, revered by Xenos. Memory is the force that drives humanity, that deserves these worthy of our ancestors. We should preserve only that which fortifies upon its path. The rest must be consigned to oblivion.
The Dark Angels, First Legion, are very night-themed and extreme. They have a scorched earth policy on everything. They are paranoid because during the Horus Heresy, half the Dark Angels went traitor.
I see, yep. Fixed upon something very specific outside the painting. Let's go ahead and use this willpower check. You're not a forgotten legend now, old man. Corona's success will not forget me so quickly, I assure you.
These fallen became the hyperfixation of the loyal Dark Angels, as they are worried that if it got out that half the Dark Angels went traitor, the rest of the Legion would be under scrutiny and possibly dissolved.
I see. Let me just look at the food that I want. I'm hungry, so I might need to think about what I'm gonna buy. And because of the whatchamacallit, since it's already past my credit card due date, I could splurge a little, but only a little. And it's question whether if I splurge on food or groceries.
They can't allow this, and so spend their days hunting the fallen and any traces of their existence. Anyone who has even heard of the fallen will get locked away in the deepest Dark Angels dungeon.
Yep. I'm gonna view past orders here and see if there's stuff that I want to buy that is whatchamacallit, on sale. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but that's because I'm a little hungry. I'm gonna order some things. Sugar-free Sprite. Coke. I'm going to pass on the chocolate. No chips. Oh, I forgot I need some coffee as well, but I'll think about that a little bit later. You want nuts? No. I'm sorry, I'm taking this a bit of a tangent. But you know what? Since we're going on a bit of a tangent anyways, I'm going to link you to I'm going to go BRB, right? To actually do this. I'm still going to be here, but I'm just going to put the screen on for a moment, and we'll see. Also, if you wanted to go look at the this one. Go ahead and watch that while you wait. I'll be right back. Feel free to watch that, Mana. Okay, I don't need these. Okay, those are instant drinks I don't need.
However, since his return from his old man nap, the lion has been seeking out the fallen to offer them a chance at redemption, as many of them actually defected because they didn't want to serve the Imperium or the Emperor, they wanted to serve Lionel Johnson. Will do.
Yeah. Ooh, fish sticks are on sale. Ooh, so is this. Let's actually buy that.
The Lion hadn't had a chance to reunite with Rabut yet, as they are on separate sides of the galaxy that is currently split in half by the Eye of Terror turning into the Cicatrix Maledictum, basically a hole becoming a massive crack.
I see. Okay. Mhm. Let me calculate. It's 750. Okay, I can't use that.
But, the current story is kinda leaning towards them reuniting soon, and while Robot has not heard of the Lion's return, the Lion has heard that Robot is back and is the current lore of the Imperium.
I see. Okay, give me a second while I make sure that all of my groceries are up to date. Let me place the order. Okay, I'm back now. We'll see.
To say the Lion is upset about this is an understatement, as he feels that Robot is too much of a blowhard Boy Scout to handle such a task as leading the Imperium.
Oh, mine. Okay. Hang this portrait. Yep. And there's goods here like
Nuncius solved this conundrum.
hydraulic boosters. Gives the jump maneuver. Allows the jump to a cell within 1 plus agility bonus without provoking attacks of opportunity. Which is really kind of cool. A 5 times number of first time to stack chance to user falls prone. Okay. I don't know if hydraulic booster is going to be any good. But it seems like something fun to try to do, right? Let me just look up some of the builds. If there's anybody that could use hydraulic booster. Ooh. Who is this for? Oh, Solomon has been suggested to have the hydraulic booster. As the only one that suggested to do that, actually. Okay. We'll figure that out once he joins us. But there's also a bunch of things like this tattered diary.
Pay attention.
Well, we have this, which is a relic augment, which inflicts 3+ levels of toxin. So really can be given to anybody. All right, dust off the cover. The very well crafted leather with expensive embossment has hardly faded for the effect of time. Von Valesh's coat of arms has gems, as if the book has survived more than a few adventures. At the bottom of the cover, the name of Siberian Von Valentius is written in florid script. So basically a personal diary, yep, filled with cramped writings along with blots crossing out and sweeping underlines reveal the owner's passionate nature. Ink is as faded as decayed as the passage themselves. So it would gonna crumble with the faintest touch. Let's go look at the middle. All that could be certain is a portion of my designs that most of my retinue would consider overly bold will not leave the confines of these chambers. It is rather amusing that this personal laboratory has ultimately become a secret sanctuary. To those walls I could tell my ideas and research. At times it seemed that the esteemed Exalt 117 is entirely aware of its existence, but Archmagos has always possessed a rare combination of human qualities. A sense of tact coupled with abilities to keep other secrets. The siege is over, but it has taken more than a single battle won to snuff the flames of war. Showering me with their artless praise, they are lauding me as the savior of the dynasty, and yet I cannot shake the thought that it may be my hands that have signed its death warrant. What if the artifact in front of me now is not good enough? Yet, the place where I found the relic may hold still more. The God Emperor willing, I shall find them. No one must know about the cluster I discovered. No one must interfere in my search. I will order Ambrosio not to record the warp routes in the archive of this esteemed house. And should I fail, then perhaps my descendants might finish what I've started. The dynasty's private cogitator on Dargonas seemed to be ancient and loyal enough for me to entrust it with the coordinates. The access identifier is Laria. They must open the secret areas of the machine spirit memory. I hope I will be the one who reads this journal upon my return, and I hope I will destroy this evidence of my inexcusable faintness of heart. The remaining pages of the diary are utterly untouched. Perhaps the cogitator of the Palace of Dargonas, mentioned in the last entry, can tell you more about this mysterious Siberian von Valancius. Basically, we found a secret chamber with secret things inside of secret items. Right, a final portrait of a nobleman. There we could go. An unnamed subject of the portrait somehow obtained an Eldari ritual sword decorated with the religious writings. It would be a pleasure to possess such a thing. That's a +10 heretical. I see. There's a strong indicator that the blade's wielder is most distinguished individual. Even among rogue traders, not even everyone can afford to possess an item. Must be a genuine portrait of Siberian. Although fellow in the portrait was rather handsomely and sumptuous.
Honestly, Robert would be overjoyed to hear that the lion has returned. Poor Robert has felt totally alone since being named the new Lord of Terra, and he has a few times privately prayed for any of his brothers to return so he isn't so alone.
It's lonely. You feel so lonely. Very well, whatever you managed to uncover, Lord Captain. Handwritten diary signed by Sebastian. His sanctuary and laboratory in radical ideas. Okay. Certain cogitators. Yep.
Even the few times he has fought against the traitor Primarchus, he somewhat enjoyed being able to see his brothers alive, if not pretty messed up in the head and trying to off him.
My guess is that we're gonna meet with Siberian sometime, and he's gonna be completely corrupted. I guess, or maybe he's gone necronized or whatever. Yep. Did you enjoy the song though, Manta? Or whatever bastardized version I've made out of it. I think that was everything. Oh yeah, we also have this one, which is the second DLC. Moment.
It's entertaining, but kinda hard to listen to, LOL.
Because it sounds too much like a Necron, I guess.
Yup.
Yep. Looking through all this food because I have a I want to see if there's any good deals on some food nearby or some snacks. You know what? I'm just going to skip it. Where was I? Oh yeah, that little bit of DLC. Is this the second part of the DLC? Or is it something I need to talk to Aogun about? Aogun.
Rogue trader, what disputation will you honor Nuncius and me with today?
I must take my leave.
I find our conversations...
Or maybe it was I needed to travel first. Yeah, we need to warp. Let's warp back to Trinitos. Permission to address your request?
We need to do the warp travel again.
Yep. Lord Captain, permission to address your request. Our head Chargan sabotaging the ship's operations. Doesn't even go to the med bay when it comes down with it. They just wipe their noses and keep working. Only a dozen or so die from it within a whole year. We're sitting on our hands here and asked you to talk some sense. Lettered Forius. Okay. Such a quarantine is well warranted. This peddling sickness has claimed the lives of a number of British officers in the past. Epidemic under control. Site disease thoroughly and do a proper cure. How do you intend to study the disease? Yep. And make the most of it, Forius. If understanding a disease will indeed let you delve deeper into the nature of wicked afflictions, you may expend them all if you like. Yep. Orders received,
Biggie.
Lord Captain.
New song idea. Let's do the time warp again, but instead it's let's do the warp jump again.
Okay. Let's do the time warp again lyrics. Oh my goodness. Madness Takes Its Toll really does fit this a song with a warp. Yeah. I remember doing the warp jump, drinking. Those moments when the chaos would hit me and the void would be calling. My goodness. Oh, wait a minute. Would this be kind of like didn't you mention something about orcs being thrown through the warp blindfolded? Would that fit this really well? Or make, but I think warp jump is friggin' more.
The orcs can warp travel, but they suck at it.
Yep. Lord, urgent Vox transmission from Sector Bionica. Right. Hail, Rogue Trader. As you know, there are no unsolvable dilemmas, only poorly formulated questions. And you strike me as someone who knows to ask the right questions. And so I would like to invite you to participate in my scientific research. Would you honor me with your presence in the Sector of Bionica? Well, sure. Let me know more before I agree. Well, in that case, I'm interested in more of your philosophical outlook rather than your practical skills. I do not doubt the extent of your knowledge, but I myself will handle the technical aspects of the process. If you want to know more about my focus and objective, my research is dedicated to the extension of optimization of vital processes that occur in organic flesh. Key to this endeavor will be deriving a formula to quantify righteousness. Wow. Your assistance in this matter will be invaluable. I am intrigued. Proceed directly, Janitor. Blessed be those who are calling the call of our Messiah. I'll look forward to our conversation, Rogue Trader. I like Aogun as a character so much. On the operating table, several bodies are laid out, their mutilations exposed to the chill air. Their chest and abdominal cavities yawn wide. My goodness. Excavated for their augmented organs, which now nestle in flasks, still connected to the bodies by tubes and cables.
While the orcs suck at warp travel, they don't mind it. If demons break into their ship mid-transit, then that's just some extra fighting to do on the way to the bigger fight.
No, I'm just thinking in the context of the song, yeah. Like, because it'll either be a do the warp jump again. The only time, it would kind of make sense of the orc to go,
You make it. Let's do a warp jump again.
yep. You know. I mean, the warp jump song already does sound very heretical. No. Very, very Warhammer adjacent. Yep. Let's take a closer look at the bodies then. 3 men of differing ages lie before you. A young, middle-aged, and old. If you look closely, you can see how they still have a semblance of life about them. Each one had the top of his skull directly
just imagine an
removed.
entire Imperium ship crew singing it as they get ready to warp travel.
Yep. I can imagine it too, but I don't think who would actually enjoy warp jumps? Do you think? It's got to be some sort of chaos ship, right? Okay. I may be just overthinking it a little bit. 3 men of different ages.
No one.
Yep.
No one enjoys warp jumps except the orcs kinda.
Yep. Yep. Time is sleeping madness. Listen closely, not for very much longer. I've got to keep control. Yep. I remember doing the time. Okay. So I'm looking at the lyrics of Time Warp right now. It says, "It's a pounding time as sleeping madness takes its toll. But listen closely, not for very much longer. I've got to keep control." I remember doing the Time Warp, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me and the void would be calling. So immediately already very Time Warpy, right? Warp jumpy. Let's do the warp jump again. It's a jump to the left and then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips and you bring your knees in tight. But it's a pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. There's a couple of things we could try for it. Yep. It's so dreamy, fantasy free me. Sorry you can't see me. No, not at all. In another dimension with voyeuristic
Chaos
intention.
doesn't even like doing it because the warp is unpredictable.
Yep.
Even if a warband of Chaos Space Marines say all their prayers and have the best navigator, they can still just immediately slam into a warp planet upon entry and all perish immediately, lol.
Yep. Like the only time that it would make sense for this to be kind of fun would be the orcs, right? Because the orcs are the only race that enjoys the warp jumps. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Man, but yep. Okay. Let me just put that in the back burner.
I can imagine the song being sung by the ship crew, but the lyrics are about awful and scary. Going through the warp is but in a fun and happy tune, lol.
I see. Let's examine these people. The young man, pathologically emaciated, built spindly, almost transparent limb indicates that he is a voidborn. A glance into the open ribcage reveals a sign of damage. The sac around his heart is torn, and the vessel has been reinforced with metal staples. The poor young man's heart is half augment. Four ventricles have been replaced by pumps, which are connected to opaque tubes that run the Medicaid device. Bay code and job title: common worker for the lower decks. Well-developed musculature and strong bones. This man's dark contrast to the others. Left arm missing, along with part of his shoulder. Threads of major vessels protrude from his nearly trimmed stump that have been closed off with bizarre-looking end caps that are wired, along with metal arms lying nearby. The Enforcer's emblem is tattooed on the man's neck, topped with Von Valance's coat of arms. This is just all over. What's his name all over? Singed. Old man's eyelids are closed and his face is serene. He might appear to be sleeping peacefully, were enough of the fact that the deathly pallor from his face and his monstrously mangled neck. He had been fitted with a voice implant at some point previously, but it had recently been wrenched from the unfortunate man's body. Ever so often, the metal howls, now serving as trachea, emits a reedy whistling sound. He is clutching at something tightly in his right hand. Ornate set of prayer beads, kind of used by ordained servants of the ecclesiarchy. Yep. Ugh. No, dearest colleague, that would be excessive. He's just looking at the nuncius. Yep. Elgin, what manner of experiment do you plan to conduct on these men? Rogue trader, your arrival has triggered a cascade of impulses in the prefrontal cortex of my brain. Delight, that's the word I was searching for. Cast off your worries. The subjects of the experiment have been preserved through a combination of alchemical compounds, local transactions of the motive force, and moderately invasive augmentation procedures. In other words, all three are very much alive. The crux. All three organisms are found in critical condition. I asked myself, is their usefulness and productive capacity truly at an end? Nonsense. To move on from a state of being to a state of non-being entails no benefits or meaning. I personally ensured that the vital functions were preserved. Our goal could not be simpler: to vanquish death by creating the perfect, righteous man, that which I have dubbed the triasomata. Oh my, oh me, oh my. This is to say, the procedure is highly experimental and demands a certain looseness of interpretation regarding the augmentation canons, as well as integration of components that would incur the Imperium's disapproval. But the Omniscience teaches us to surmount these obstacles in the name of knowledge, especially when pursuing goals of such magnitude. Okay. Triosomata. In the true essence, the amalgam of the best constituents parts of three individuals who have excelled themselves in service. Metaphysically, it consists of three beginnings: mortal flesh, ferrum sanctum, and righteousness. By creating the perfect combination, we'll achieve the totality that is vastly superior to the components of its qualities and usefulness to the Imperium. What is the practical significance of your experiment? In the current state, each subject is doomed. But just as parts of a dying mechanism can be combined to create a functional machine, we're creating Frankenstein. We're doing the Frankenstein thing. These subjects be combined in a single entity, granting them a continued life through the correct configuration of the pairing something and organization components of all three. The only thing I would require to continue the experiments is the solution to my dilemma. Which subject to serve as the basis? There are strong arguments for each of them. Firstly, they all have performed their service impeccably, with the outstanding human qualities. Secondly, each body is robust enough to receive the blessing of the Messiah. And thirdly, there is no other chance of salvation for any of them. Sounds kind of like heresy. Far from it. It is a calculated risk that takes sake for the experiment whose importance surpasses any possible complications that many times over. I exercise great diligence in overseeing the procedure, and so there's no cause for alarm. So why are they horribly mutilated? Two reasons. The first is that they were previously fatally injured. I performed numerous rites and manipulations to ensure that these were able to avoid a fatal outcome. The second is that I have been conducting necessary measurements to fully assess the compatibility of configurations to ferrum sanctum and organ components for the optimal experimental results. Why is this important to you? I cannot abide the senseless waste of potential. Foolish accident and fragility of organic flesh in an instant. Deride the Imperium of worthy servants. Arrogance and passionate speech could be mistaken for pride and conceit, when something else lies behind it, a doggedness born of some deeply personal experience. This man carries a heavy burden, and experiment is but one of many attempts to relieve himself from that past. Very well, I will help you, but what roles am I playing? A decisive one? Humor ratio of his experimental subject. Measures of the mass of the frontal lobe. Answer accuracy of how often their heart contracts. How do you weigh diligence of service? Why don't you ask Nuncius for advice? Not reach a consensus, huh? He's a skeptic, and our positions are rarely aligned, but we tend to reach a compromise in the end. But alas, not on this occasion. The only thing we agreed on is to need a third option. So what is your understanding of the term righteousness? Okay. For me, the problem with righteousness, it is complete... Okay. The combination of countless factors that unite thoughts and deeds of a person into quintessence of the worth of his being within his specific society. That's a good interpretation of it, certainly. I'm at a loss to provide a less broad definition, but no matter. Much more important is how you define righteousness. Subject you choose will determine the answer to the question. Okay. So what is it that Nuncius disagrees with, then? To condense his overly pedantic response, Nuncius does not consider righteousness to be in any way a significant factor in this research. I kind of agree in that sense as well. But had I had less respect for Medeiros' colleague, I would say this constitutes an egregious misunderstanding of the concept of triumphsomata, and is indicative of extreme close-mindedness. Okay, yeah. So basically, his skull is... The little skull Nuncius is his... What's the word? Devil's advocate, literally. A devil on his shoulder. Why not just combine all three minds to serve as a basis, then? Three minds can coexist in one body, that's correct. Setting aside the fact that every eye would not be capable of achieving such a feat in practice. Then it would be heretic, yep. Yep. Let's talk about the merits. Okay. The first one is the Enforcer. Served on the ship since birth. Participant of countless combat landings. Model of valor and steadfastness. He was known on the lower decks for being tough but fair. His last act was heroism, was rescuing the Enforcer Patrol and a number of workers on deck 515E2. Loring placed his own body over a Krakenade thrown by a crowd by a mutineer. Okay. So, self-sacrifice is already his thing. Captain America levels of stuff. Then Preacher's Cleophantes, originally assigned to serve in the ship's reliquary, rejected the luxury of the chapel in favor of eternal pilgrimage on the decks that would no servant of the ecclesiasty had ever set foot. Taken as example in word, he is encouraged and instructed to be outcast and forgotten. Thousands of souls would have otherwise have been lost, and faith and fallen into heresy. Came to know the word of the emperor, but it took one to end a madman attacked him during a sermon. And Mykosh, a ventilation shaft crawler from Sorting Hub 10, dutifully burned bound slime and vermin, and would be the first to climb into block ducts, risking his life to deliver recycled air in the vector. He was a true believer and never lamented his lot. On the final foray, he saved hundreds of workers by using his body to plug a hole in the combustible gas pipe. Okay, who would form the basis of this? So the basis would definitely be the mind, right? Who would be of the most stable mind out of all this? I think the problem right now is that none of their minds are stable. Because the Enforcer is able to take himself before the whole. The Priest is also somebody... Well, out of all this, the Enforcer and the Worker has given their life both out of Yeah, the priest and the enforcer has given their life up in service of another, right? But the old man, the priest, is the only one who's not voluntarily given his life. He knows the value of self-preservation, right? So let's try I think out of all this, it's the priest. The only downside of that is that his mind is probably the most corroded. I'll say that. The dogmatic is about bringing his word to the emperor. In his darkest hour, people find strength in his faith. He is righteous not because of what he preached, but because of whom he did it for. That is certainly the iconoclast answer that I would have answered. But let's go for the heretical option just because. Right? But I would say that out of all these, he was the only one who does not have a problem with self-preservation. He was attacked, right? The process is complete. They combine 3 bodies with the chaplain and as the brain. Off he goes. Creature with a second ago resembled a humanoid lump of blood started with metal, suddenly leapt in with unexpected vigor, tossing Aegon backwards and letting out an intelligible howl of suffering. Before anyone can react, the amalgaman barrels towards the entrance of sick Bionica, filling the deserted corridors with plaintive moans. Impossible. The calculations were perfectly calibrated. All factors taken into consideration. Was it the specimen defective? Find the triosomata immediately and determine what went wrong. Lord Captain, an urgent report from the Mr. Sourback. A strange creature resembling a malfunctioning servitor is heading towards the lower decks, shouting pleas and making reference to you and Jennifer Fabris. An enforcer has been dispatched to intercept it, but I assumed you would prefer to assess the situation personally. Truth be told, Nunchus and I predicted this, Captain. We must go after him. One way or the other, we'll see this to the end. Yep. And the only place for us to go to is here.
There will be no peace in my wake.
A triosomata lies prostrate before the entrance to the bay. The faint Aquila on the door, the only witness to his incurrent babbling. His hysterical wails of righteousness, a true in man, are interrupted from time to time by clanging of his augmented skull against his deck. A viscous mixture of blood and oil oozes from the staples on his forehead, and his fingernails are chipped from the attempts to dig implants out of his body. Prayer is not words. Prayer is deeds of the righteous. My sandals are worn to shreds, but still I walk. A spasm racks through his body. Already muddled speech returns frighteningly cacophony, barely sounds like language. Suddenly the triosomata pounds his head on the deck against the spew forth another medley ragged sentence. I lead them, but I myself am lost. God Emperor, I pray. Answer. 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 Okay. A subject is left Bionica prematurely. Nunchus is right. I was so absorbed in the triosomata procedure, the successful outcome, that I made the mistake of unfastening the restraints before the psychological evaluation could be conducted. Rogue Trader, we must stabilize the triosomata before the specimen is forever lost. How do we stabilize him? Just a bandaged spine, a wound, a patches secured diamond steel. So can words heal the fractured mind. Talk to him. Greetings, I am Kefka Palazzo. I just want to talk. God Emperor, Take pity on me. To talk through your own throat. My sandals are worn to shreds. But I still walk. I'm so lost. We could actually get a dogmatic adherent option here if we are dogmatic. You have undergone a grave operation. Your body and mind, you need to adapt. I promise you will feel better. The test of the tones of the flesh, but mind will not spit away. Focus on what's most important. Remember who you are. Remember, Simba. Cleophanes turned away from golden halls to guide his flock. No satin, no silk. My sandals are worn to sedge, but I still walk. We hear his words, we hear it. In the place there were cast-offs, cover-alls. I lead them, I lead. But Trisomatta stops. The poleman's shoulders slowly slump, the convulsions steadily subside. His lucidity does not last long. The amalgam's eyes soon go blank and his mouth stretches to a blissful smile. Rocking peacefully and drooling, he murmurs broken snippets from his former life and prayers to the Emperor. The Trisomatta is rejecting the attempt of the implant's machine spirit to contain this cognitive entropy. The total security is inevitable. I must reassemble him. Yeah. Alright, Eogan, do it again. Better than death, be gone, be gone, be gone. Uh-oh. Dejed. I'm experiencing a cognitive block. I have analyzed this possible failure hypothesis and double-checked every step I made, and I have failed to identify a single mistake. The organic parts of the Farron something joined together perfectly. The brain was perfectly preserved. These complications should never have occurred, and yet the outcomes could not be denied. So what were the flaws and condition of the subject? People are not machines who try to break people down in mechanical components. The original hypothesis was flawed. I think that's the most humane answer. The worker, the enforcer, and the priest have their own purpose. It is impossible to assemble them from a unified whole to fit all three roles and duties at the same time. I think that's the most pragmatic answer. People are divided into useful and useless. All three of your test subjects were piteous rubbish. Repeat the experiment with worthy specimens. I think this is the most neutral answer. I wouldn't consider them useless. For every tool should be rewarded according to its function. Have I scorned the doctrines of operation? Is it inconceivable? This calls for a thorough analysis and reiteration of the sacred text. Yep. But there's just a bunch of different
My goodness,
options.
he looks crazy.
Yep. What, Eogan?
New experiment.
I mean, Eogan is probably not the most sane of peoples, certainly. I mean, he's a manipulist.
I shall call him Eugene.
Yep. Oh, Eugene, as in eugenics. I get it. Middle name Nix. Okay, but that was one thing that happened. Right? In the lower decks. And the next thing we're going to do is go to meet Irlet. Right? We went to Yanis. We've already talked to the governor. And that is how far I've gotten in the game so far. Right? Okay, give me a second. Right. Because I'm looking at the food that I am delivering. I forgot to give the driver 5 stars. Give me a second.เรียมฮะ เดี๋ยวอีกสักแป๊บหนึ่งเนี่ยจะมีของมาส่งตอนสัก11 โมงนี่แหละ แล้วเดี๋ยวเสร็จแล้วเอาของไปเก็บเสร็จแล้วเดี๋ยวเอาสาหร่ายมาชิตามาให้พี่กินหน่อยนะ โอเค Right. And looking at our character right now, so what we're going to do is we're going to get Dogmatic and Iconoclast up to 45 to get their benefits. So once you read at here, as soon as we reach Votary with the Heretical, however, the other two will no longer be of any significance. Right. Other two branches cannot rise above Adherent. So we've got Destroy the Weak. This for the first round. Everyone in the Rogue Trader's party gains 35% chance to regain 1 AP after killing an enemy. Triggering this effect immediately manifests psychic phenomena, which is going to be rough, right? And now we have rank 1 follower of Adherent. Grim Determination is Rogue Trader and their allies gain +10 chance to survive 1 wound instead of falling unconscious. And over here is Purging by Fire, meaning the first round of combat, all critical hits scored by the Rogue Trader's party inflicts Burning 10. In condition, all fire damage suffered by enemies is increased by +1 for each rank of Conviction Dogmatic. So here's the thing. If we wanted to create a fire pyromancer, then the only way forward is Dogmatic. That's an issue. But we are not playing fire based, we're playing poison based, so that should be fine. So then if we're going to create a dogmatic character, maybe after a patch or two, we need to create a either pyromancer or some sort of fire mage type character that does either damage over time stuff, right? Unfortunately, Path of Redemption won't be of access to us. Momentum expenditure by the Rogue Trader and their allies, including Heroic X, is reduced. And over here is rank 1 follower, which is above Thundering Guns. To random allies start the combat with temporary wounds equal to their own resolve. And over here is number 2, Master of Command. First round of every combat, Rogue Traders and the allies gain +2 Rogue Traders Iconoclast rank, additional MP, movement points, yeah. So this is for the Iconoclast stuff. A lot of movement points will be added, so that's pretty cool. Courage and Steel is interesting. Spend 30 less momentum. So this is all about momentum. Immediately use Heroic Act. Okay. And Excellence in Zealot is any attacks from allies that may hit other allies with dodge, if possible. Any ally with ability, maybe target an ally as resistances will be resisted by allies. Okay. So basically, this is to keep our allies alive. We have powers from Beyond the Veil here. Weapons of the battlefield becomes warp imbued for 1 round, gaining bonus equal to +5 fail degradation and +5 degradation penetration. Right. Demonopathy. Plus 20% bonus to all characters for 2 rounds, yep. And afterwards the target falls prone. Gifts of the Warp is Psychic Phenomena, increased momentum of the Rogue Trader's party. Okay. Right. Purging by Fire. Path of Redemption is reducing momentum expenditure. Piercing Resolution. Target's weapon attack ignores enemy's armor. That's pretty strong for a friggin' dogmatic build as well. Becomes immune to any attacks of demons and Xenos. Okay. So certainly a wonderful build. Executioner, Pyromancer build. But Earlet's over here.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Iliad Lenevis greets you, Elantark.
You're not a mutant.
I have met souls like you before. You travel a path that offers you enlightenment. A rare gift among your limited kind. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
And apparently the thing is, this will grant you dogmatic. This is the only option that grants you dogmatic, and it does not actually stop us from recruiting her later. So this actually is probably the best choice. Because that's free dogmatic points. And I can't remember if Attila's Quint has something else to say as well. Okay, so yeah, we could talk to him again as well, and get a bunch of dogmatic options as well. But yep, if we are going to recruit Irlet, that's going to be fine enough. And that's how far I've gotten. Right. And let's just go ahead and look at our void ship management. I think all the developments are done already. Oh. Where's our master cannoneer? What happened to our master? Why did we unassign him? Oh yeah, we could upgrade our warp stuff. And we're okay, full scrap. So we have a warp channeler. That's correct. A master of etherics. We have the vulnerability scan, which is the stronger one. Master of the maneuvers. Could be upgraded with a new heading. He is the highest of our athletics. Shield Master is still going to be Pascal, because Pascal actually has whatchamacallit, Shield Pulse as an ability. We do have reinforced shields, but I think Shield Pulse is a stronger ability on him, certainly. And unfortunately, we don't have Irlet yet. And our little Supreme Commander could get swing. Well, she's the one with swing run and focused efforts. So, yep. You can certainly get focused efforts first. And maybe vulnerability scan. Hmm. Yep. Yep. Okay. Which means that by the time we get here, we have probably going to pick either Empyrean Storm or All Hands on Deck. I think Empyrean Storm's the better one. Okay. Also, let's look at our colony projects right now. Oh, we could press T for augments. Wait. U for augments. Okay.
Press T for togments.
No. Okay, we need to get AP increase and weapon skill for you, I think. Wild Hunt, AP ballistics, and oh, what do we want for Pascal? I think it's safety training or MSSP. Safety training. 35% of the damage of dealt with plasma. What is the MSSP then? Machine Spirit Scan Protocols. Yep. I think we'll reduce plasma damage. And we'll go next. And I do believe it's ballistic skills for you still, right? Unless we want something else for Jay? Is it a fellowship thing? It's still ballistics first, then fellowship later. So unfortunate that we're gonna use her ballistics as the main thing. No, that we don't have a good role for her. If we're going to run around.
She do have good ballistics.
Yep. Yeah, the thing is we want Aogen as part of our team because he's new. But again, it is tough. There's a couple of things that I am struggling with because he has Medicaid, tech use, and logic, right? Which just which fits our build for the need for that. The only downside is that because he will be one of our high intelligence characters. right? Eventually, since we're going heretic, that we're going to lose Agenta anyways. Pascal, I believe, has an option to go heretical. So Abelard will still be in our party. I don't know where Cassia would go. And the only thing that would make sense, kind of, is having Kefka switch to a full mage build rather than guns and poisons. But since he's already pickedอันนั้นออกมาเป็นอันนั้นซื้อมาอันนั้นเป็นนั่นหรือเปล่าเป็นคั่วบดใช่ไหมกาแฟโอเคไม่ได้มาเป็นเม็ดนะมาเป็นเม็ดอะชิบแย่เลยโอเค yeah I'm going to check on my bridge to see what things you could do. Okay, there are rumors that we need to look at. Warden of the Expanse, Stolen Stars, Hotbed of Xeno Heresy. Angels in Expanse. It sounds like Okay, we have Xenotech and Prometheum to try to get. But we don't have anything we could actually try for that yet. Okay, so out of all this, let's have a look at our Chapter 2 main stuff. We already got...
Wow, the newest Hearthstone expansion just made the most powerful card for Handlock.
Yep.
You ever play Hearthstone, Biggie?
One of the first card games I played, that is. Before Legends of Runeterra was a thing, Hearthstone certainly was a really, really good game. But it's just kept up, and it had the...
Ah, so you know what Handlock is?
Yeah, remind me again. Is it the one where it forces the opponent to draw until they can't draw more stuff? Wait, I can't remember because Runeterra had hand limits. I remember playing Hearthstone, but I can't remember if there's like a hand limit, and it forces the opponents to not be able to play enough cards from their hand and burn stuff.
It's basically a control deck. You play as Warlock and you keep your hand basically full the whole match.
Ah. Oh, yeah. Okay. But,
to play high health Twilight Drakes.
I see. I just remember the Warlock hits himself to draw a card. The Footfall is experiencing severe shortages. I think Hearthstone has lost me interest because it's it was on the cusp of being just almost free to play friendly, but not enough. I think that was it. I think that was my turn off from it. If it was just a little bit more free to play friendly, more able to play for free and still be able to perform well. If you spent enough hours into it, I would have gone into Hearthstone. But eventually, it became a... for me, my turnoff was that it used to be that Magic the Gathering, Magic Online in particular, had the formula locked down well for collectibles in the digital market. In that, if you actually own a digital... If you actually own a digital copy of the card, and you can... after collecting after a while, you could go and redeem physical copies of it. I remember that, if I remember that correctly. But you needed to reach a certain threshold. But that was in the good old days of how people got to collecting. There's two ways about it, right? It used to, like, Magic the Gathering had that one way, but my other really the way I like it is Pokemon TCG did that pretty well as well. Is that if you buy a physical card, you get a code to redeem buy a physical pack, you get a code to redeem a digital pack automatically. Those were the two things that I liked about those card games. Unfortunately, like Hearthstone wasn't as free to play friendly.
Pokemon is power crept to heck, but it's so budget friendly.
Yeah. Pokemon is budget friendly to players, but not to collectors. Like right now, the whole world's gone to heck thanks to the collectible market, or the collectors people, right? Like, but if you're going to play Pokemon, if you enjoy the game competitively, you'd have no problem. But if you, because you could just use the, cheaper version of it and buy singles online. But the problem with that is that card stock, or the stock of it, could become an issue, because people have scalped the booster boxes to heck. We're going on a bit of a tangent as well, but there's a really cool card shop that has was able to keep things at MSRP by, if you go to the storefront and you buy it from them, they open it. They open the pack in front of you, for you. So if you buy it, they cut the packaging, and then you could buy it for MSRP. So you can't scalp them afterwards. That was a really neat idea. But yep. But
wonderful.
Yep. Okay, we have to, in the footsteps of legend, we need to go to
anything to mess over scalpers.
Yep. Right. This is World Shapers. Agri-World of Janus is the key. Yep. A Vox with recordings of the rebels' conversations will make it possible to launch a large-scale reconnaissance operation. The rogue trader must return to the ship and engage in its systems in the search, right? The coordinates of the attack each definite section movements of the rebels make it possible to narrow the search area. Surviving rebel claims that the leader is hiding information to population centers. I can't remember if there's more stuff we could do over here. No, yeah, let's leave. All right, let's have a look at our items. I still can't. There's just so much stuff we need to do at Sector Bionica to improve our lot. Replace the painting with a portrait. And let's see, Sector Bionica. Okay, let's have a look at who gets what. Relic Augment is good for... okay. we could either go here. It's just a strictly better item for than this one, right? Yep. And then the soldier one could be removed. Yeah. We have this one for traumas. This is a adaptive hemofilter. Using combat stimulants does not inflict negative effects. Whenever a user grants an ally extra turns, any stimulants used by that ally during this turn does not inflict negative effects. So that is probably a good item for you as well. Yeah. I mean, seriously. Yep. You have a corporal insertion. Obliette Minoris. Armor increased by 20%. His deflections increased by 2. Magna Rail Lance. It's either the Magna Rail Lance or the Transonic Cannon. And I do like the Magna Rail Blast other than the Transonic Wave ability. Yep. We have an operative item. Right? I think the other arm is best on... Okay. Chimus Combat. Let me just look at this properly. On who gets it? Chimist. Infuser Mock Soldier. It is recommended on Kybella. Okay. Wait, was it not recommended on... What is the choice for Heinrichs then? He's saying Relic Augment is better for him. Yeah, it's fine. And yeah. The only downside is that
Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Sniped. Yep. What about you? Cerebral Inverter. Cerebral Inverter is uses weapon damage is calculated their intelligence instead of strength, and the ballistic skill instead of weapon skill. So this is actually just for Pascal, because if you look at his abilities, he has higher ballistics. So he was always deal more damage, even without the axe. Yep. Even with another weapon. He's fine. And then his intelligence is stronger than his strength, as always. So yeah, interesting. We also have the operative servo strut that could actually be good on Pascal as well as hydraulic boosters for the Doggo Man. All right. And who do we bring? I think we still want to bring. Of course, we need to bring our Rogue Trader. And I can't remember if there's some better weapons for him. I think that's the best weapons we could give him for now. Giving his dual Ripper Lace pistol build. Abelard. This is the 10 to 17, 10 to 16. This thing is two-handed. I think nobody could use a two-handed weapon unless... Okay, 9 to 12. This is not as strong. Yep. So he's fine, as is. But then we need an Epiphany, which is available after we construct Yanis for a little bit. Not Yanis, which is what are the colonies? Foulstone. Right? And then we have you. Your weapons are fine. I think your weapons are fine. We have the bolter and shotgun. Do we have anything better for the bolter and shotgun slots? No, these are one-handed weapons. And we don't have a flamer that's stronger than the shotgun, so let's keep that for now. Yeah, our modified bolter is not nearly as strong. So let's just put the modified bolter to the cargo. You have a marksman's rifle. 21 to 25. 18 to 25. That's not as strong. Yep. Sturdy shotgun is also not as strong, but we'll keep the extras. Ripper, hardly know her. Okay. And I think that's everything for Aeogun. And any skeleton things? No. Oh, we do have a better warp conductive frame. Relay psychic power gains plus 14 wounds. Okay. And we're going to drop this to the cargo. Right. And I think we have the best hood. This is more wounds and toughness. This is psychic body glove. That's right. Do we have any other things that we want to give them? Carouse. Bonus to lore Imperium. Wait, if I remember correctly, we get bonus lore Imperium stuff to our crew as well, right? But yeah, never mind that. I think we're good in terms of good footgear. Battle Psyker boots. Oh. My, who was that? Who redeemed that? Give me a second. Hi, Gavin. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Boo.
Hello, Gavin. Thanks for the surprise Kefka laugh.
Hiya, Gavin.
But I'm just in the middle of making sure that we have the best gear for our dudes. I don't know if we have something better for the headgear for... Okay. This is one lore warp. Coercion's not your thing, right? Wait, your coercion's pretty high, actually. And your awareness? Where's your awareness? 35, already quite low. That's kind of funny. What is this? Chart his monocle, plus 15 to commerce. What's your commerce? 65. No, there's a Chartist monocle and Chartist pendant. Okay. I mean, we could give this to Cassia for now. And that's going to give her a bunch of Imperium lore. Or Fellowship. Wait, her Fellowship's at 55. Like, she's not our highest Fellowship character? I think she's our highest Fellowship character. Yeah, okay. It sucks, but... What's her name? Jay is our most capable skill monkey. Look at that. Dogmatic adherent or above. Lore Imperium will depend on Fellowship rather than intelligence. Gain plus 10 Lore Imperium. And we could even go it further with Lore Imperium here. The coercion's at 83. But yeah, reducing her awareness is kind of sucky as well. This is plus 10 toughness versus plus 6 armor. I think plus 6 armor is better. Missionary Oath is not very useful. This is composite gloves. Using grenades. Relished Anguish. Sniper gloves. Price. Okay. Let's just go ahead and continue on our main mission now. We're heading towards the other area in Yanis, which is here. Okay. Report on operation to ruthlessly eradicate underground traitors to the Imperium of Girl World Yanis. By his grace, the leader and the general command on the operations were taken by rogue traitor Kefka's Palato's glorious Houseborn Valancius. Awareness test succeeded. Beyond the undoubted competence of the Blessed Lord Captain, there was another reason for this decision, namely evidence of disloyalty within the Governor Gyat's esteemed retinue, right? Subversively activity by the enemies of humanity was detected on the planet Yanis. The insidious propaganda led to dissipation among the Imperium subjects, as a result of which peasants sympathized with rebellious sentiments. By permitting unrest to take root in her dominion, Governor Princess Viat discredited herself. In light of this, the crude methods she used to repress rebellion will call into question, as was her staff. The might and authority of the noble Lord Captain, however, was able to facilitate an end to the conflict through their entailed use of rogue traders' personal resources. The future of well-being of Yanis is dependent on the success of each stage of operation. A single misstep could have undermined the scrutiny of the value of the colony and, consequently, dealt a blow to the prosperity of the protectorate of Houseborn Valancius. Right. So, operations phase is 1 of 3. So, it's 1 of 3. Urban eradication. The first step in the struggle against insurrectionists was to drive their cells out of the capital and major cities. Emperor's blessed Lord Captain considered the several suppression strategies before choosing the best option. Thanks to the data gathered by the retainer of esteemed Governor Viat and analysis of laws exposed, creating opportunity to devise a counter-strategy. Everything's working fine. We could planting agents using Mr. Sidari's connections, but there's a special one that holds a planet-wide scale prayer service. I don't know if that's going to be needed at all or not. +2 dogmatic. Phase 3 jungle operations. Rebels' main forces were scattered throughout the planet's wild jungle areas. The Lord Captains offers several strategies for dealing with them. Considered the limited trustworthiness of the world's population was uncovered by the ship's medics, deployed by the planet to support the offensive. Reports indicate widespread genetic anomalies in the combat. Yep. Let's do the deployment of Lord Captain's personal guards, right? Also manipulated by the even more terrible enemies of humanity. Filthy Xenos, Eldari, to be precise. Okay. The rebels took up defense at their training camps. You want to go with demolition, destruction of the forest, ships auger ships, and Death Spaghetica sweep thanks to make your enemies contacts. Let's go with either one, yep. Operation outcome. But Xenos incited traitors to the humanity was a success. And now we could track down, conduct a search operation, track down the rebel leaders. Wait, why is there still... Okay. Yeah, I think the World Shapers one is still wrong. Yep. Do you have any new contracts we could fulfill? No, no Xenotech or Promethium yet. Right, let's go ahead and land at the Rebel base. Hopefully, I didn't screw things up and actually will still be able to recruit Elet.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Lord Captain Theodora and I once landed on a green world similar to this one. 2/3 of the team perished in the jaws of wild beasts, while the rest died of fever.
There are worse beasts lurking in this jungle, and they don't have claws and fangs. I can hear. They have a leader among them, and he is closer than you think.
Among us? A leader among us? Kinda sus. Okay, there's that. Or we could head down through this way.
What lies beyond?
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Oh, what a glorious spectacle of your demise.
Show them no mercy.
Okay. Okay, let's see who goes where. Kasha could go here. Everybody's a little bit too far
Apparently
behind.
there is ongoing discussion on Japanese Twitter about how America may actually be a Shinto nation because of all the shrines to local cryptids.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I wish I could see these discussions.
It's a certainly a wonderful.
I want to know foreigners' opinions on the Mothman LOL.
Vesper. Wait. Vesper could go here. Where's the skull? The Prima.
Biggie, what is your opinion of the Mothman?
What is my opinion of the Mothman? I don't know so much about Mothman as much as I know about the Tick. Wapi ba da pa pa pui dao. Wapa ba da pa pa pui dao.
I'm powerless to act.
Sorry, did that trigger some sort of not PTSD, the opposite word for it. Nostalgia.
One day I shall visit Point Pleasant in West Virginia, where the Mothman legend takes place, and put a coin in the Mothman statue butt crack.
One could only dream.
I will put a second one in for you, Biggie.
Oh, I guess. Give me a second while I need to move Abelard out of the way.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
You haven't seen the Mothman statue, have you?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna have him gain movement points
I will do my duty.
and see if there's a way for him to move. Where could he move?
At your beck and call.
Okay, he can't move past these guys. So I guess he'll need to move here
My place is at the fore.
and then dash downwards.
It will be done.
And do that. Endure. Switch. Can I not zoom
I
out?
posted the pictures of the statue in the Discord. For some reason whoever made the statue gave Mothman a really detailed butt LOL.
I see.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Yeah, they certainly have cracked the code. No, actually, we need to put rear line, right?
And it is tradition for tourists to put money in the crack LOL.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not
Yep,
accustomed
putting
to
these
being
guys at the
ordered
rear.
around.
Who's next? Yep, let Ingenta revel in the light.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Let's make
You don't frighten me.
Okay.
Rejoice in battle.
Let's go ahead and rapid fire. Here.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Here. I'll also use this first.
Doubt is for the weak.
Doubt for the weak. Crisscross.
I'll do it.
That did absolutely nothing.
As the
Did that at least kill one guy?
I'll
Okay.
do it.
Right, and now we're gonna use buffs on Skullman.
Astute observation.
Point.
A valid argument. The machine spirits approve. Nuncius, I'm relying on you. A valid argument.
And I can't use this here. So it's going to have to be... Who do I want to give extra turnsies to? Which is going to be kind of valid. Idira.
Executing command.
Idira, could you set fire on a dude? Maybe set fire on a dude you can see. Can you see a dude? Yes, there he is.
Anything else?
Relay strength to Beard.
Will do.
Relay this to the Beard.
But of course.
Beard has extra turnsies. So relocate Beard.
Damn! What was the command again? Oh, right. Let's see
Zippy
what
zap.
you can do.
Argenta got extra turnsies from that as well. Let's go rapid fire.
Doubt is for the weak.
This.
As the Emperor's judgment.
And now we'll go with steady superiority.
I am his will made manifest.
Because now we could do single shots for sure.
I'll do why I was chosen.
Okay. Right, now you have how many shots left? 2? Yeah, let's go ahead and see if I could galvanic shield somebody. Or galvanic blast, I think that's what it's called.
The servants of the Omnissiah will not waver.
Let's try to pew pew this dude. And we have blast here, maybe? Oh, that missed. Okay.
Out of my way. Hold on.
Take it at me what you've got.
Okay. He got set on fire for a little bit, but that's fine. I'm going to set you on fire.
Anything.
Oh, my goodness.
Damn. What was the command
Oh,
again?
that's the wrong button.
Oh, right.
Nice. Move the bird closer to me, please. Although we could move you here.
I know what is to come.
I want to move the bird closer so that the effects of the warp is relayed to the bird. And we could go with exposure here as well. Let's look at you. Expose.
Voice to join my choir?
Wait. Oh no. Aogun's gone. Just a single shot and he's gone. Wonderful.
A tactically sound approach.
Pop like a hot air balloon.
Yep. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's see how quickly we could actually deal with this. Actually, let's be smarter about this. Let's separate them into 2 lots. Okay, so let me just go ahead and actually look at the not the guide. Janus. Not in Poland. Rogue trader. Okay. Right. Oh man, I could have actually made the Revel survive. For more heretical choices. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Um, okay, across the bridge, the short cutscene will play, followed by dialogue. If Irlet was not recruited with the attack earlier, it should be present with the rest of the Eldar. Okay. Okay. All right. I've understood. Either way, will join us, but we need to pick the right options. A heretical option to be exact as well. Let's go ahead and move over there on the top first.
Sings in my veins.
And see if this battle's going to be any better.
What's an amusing attempt at defiance?
Spare none of them!
Okay. Prepare for trouble and make it double.
Prepare for double and make it trouble.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Vesper. That's as far as Aogun could go. I'm going to move Cassia over here and then start eyeballing everybody if she can. Right. So let's start by marking this area.
Do not dare ask.
Okay, we'll mark the, let's move here then.
Step aside.
The navigator's coming. Teehee. Oh, that's a big eye. Right, I'm going to up. Let's also use frontline.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh, come on.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay. Let's go.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered
What?
around.
Okay, that was scuffed. That was wrong. I misclicked. เตรียมฮะเรือไปเตรียมข้าวยังเนี่ยอ๋อยัง
They will see. Another Oh, yes, indeed.
Indeed. Okay.
They all will
Let's actually
see.
quick save this time. And make sure that we are correctly placed. Idira moves. We're gonna just switch characters, positions around. Kefka will go here. Idira goes here. Her beard goes to the back. And now we can go, go, go. Move you here.
Emperor, give me strength.
Actually save. And now let's make sure that the choices are correct. I'm gonna do front line here. Oh, can't see them from here. Okay. I guess we could do front line here, I guess.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Point at the front line.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's go back line here.
Me? If you insist,
And now we
Lord
can go
Captain.
rear line. Right over here. Follow that up by doing an evil eye. Like so.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
You could do that. Then instead of extra turnsies, we could do that.
If I now you're clad in scarlet.
Right. And now we could point at Aogun.
Let's get to it. Here we go. Let's make it quick.
Oh, dodge it. Argenta. I think we'll need to go rapid fire. 1,
As the Emperor commands, I act.
2,
Faith without deeds is worthless.
3.
As the Emperor, much is a prayer. I'll do it.
Oh, damn it.
Elmo. Brace yourself, Abelard.
Okay. Didn't like that. Right, we're gonna go ignite on you.
Where's Bandway?
And now you can move here.
What is this foreboding?
Move the beard. Stay next to Adira.
It's my toy, and
No,
I'm
I
gonna
do
control it
myself. Okay. And Idira has a zippy zap. Okay. Iron arm. We have this
Anything else?
for a warning. Let's use this strategic adaptation. Who do we keep an eye on? One of these guys. Oh, they're dead. It's this guy for the sharpshooter. Kefka. Let's see if I can do this properly. Start with where it hurts. And see if I can brap brap. Okay. Brap brap. Oh. We also have another brap brap. Like so. Oh, come on. Ugh. Too far. Let's do this. Let's move more a bit.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Victor, one fewer target.
Let's charge in and attack someone else.
Powers of the veil.
And I can't reach you.
It will be done.
But let's shout at
Indeed.
both of you. Hey, gun. I guess you can go over here.
Initiating spatial relocation.
And bring you. Let's point.
Lucius, I'm relying on you. A valid argument.
Voice of command. Charge him up.
Executing command.
Charge him up.
Astute observation.
Add more stacks. Extra turnsies to... Who do I grant extra turnsies to? Idira? Alright, Idira, just set a couple of folks on fire for me, please. You need to move the beer nice and close to all of them. No, actually, let's start off with one of these.
See what you can do.
Oh, that's the wrong button. I can't see him. Why can I not see him? I can't do that either. Can I zippy zap somebody? No. What about grenade?
But of course.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
That didn't work. We have a okay, we do have one of these, so let's go see if I can point these attacks at them.
Utterly impossible.
Okay. I even did that wrong. Okay.
I have read tomes of military tactics. Isn't
Okay. I did that I did so many things wrong in that battle.
Another one is shattered. To the ordinary,
Oof.
I am an enigma.
That was rough. That was real rough. We got ourselves a hunting rifle.
But victory.
Yeah, but victory. Increase damage to enemies according to their size.
Patience.
My nerves afraid.
Wisdom is a catalyst for knowledge.
Visible under the green canopy, it looks remarkably intact. Seems the elements have no power over the bright material. Okay. Is that my food, I wonder?
An expected result.
The machine god was benevolent.
Mauled by a large predator. Didn't kill the man out of hunger.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
A scrappy lays gun. 4 shots. Was there something on top that we didn't see earlier? No, right?
the concentration of sickly rust in your aura is guilt, Janitor. And the bitterness of that guilt gnaws at my eyes, dredging up tears unbidden.
There is much knowledge, Lady Navigator, that should not confuse and disturb inquisitive young minds. The libido you behold is but a fragment of the past that is imprinted on my memory. It serves no useful purpose, and is therefore insignificant.
Really? That is first impressions, buddy. What about the lower warp? Okay.
The premonition runs true.
Once a harmless shrub has now completely changed, outer tissues have cracked from the juices swelling up in its pulp, oozing down the leaves with murky rivulets. The mutation looks the result of some powerful sorcery. Okay. Disarm traps, please.
Never doubt me.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Duty prevails.
And if I remember correctly, this is
In
another
this
battle.
tapestry of a world,
We
I
have
am the
Disciples'
rogue
Boots.
thread.
16 does get enemies under exposed weakness. Recoil, reduce recoil of automatic weapons.
The motive force will
Ambush it.
obliterate the ignorant.
Okay, let's see. Is there a way for me to pass an evil eye on all of you? Yes.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
What do I want to do again? I probably want to give extra turnsies to...
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Oh, that's the wrong dude. Okay, never mind.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Lucius, I'm relying on you. Lucius is skeptical about this.
Oh man, I did this wrong.
How's that? Executing command.
If I
Again.
I've never
Ow.
felt pain like this.
A curious, unpleasant experience.
Okay. Shields up.
It will be done. Compared to naval service, that was very...
Oh wow!
save your colors.
I should not have used Reckless Strike there. Okay. I'll need to redo this battle. Reckless Start was stupid.
What lies beyond?
A grave overestimation of your odds of survival.
Oh goodness. It's rough because she's gonna get hit by an attack of opportunity if she moves.
Don't you need a breathing navigator? Isn't this a job for the serfs? I am a navigator. navigator, not a servitor. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'm going to do this properly, which is point a finger
if
at
Kasha was
Yugen.
Gargamel, she would say, isn't this a job for the Smurfs?
My goodness. 3 heals. We got the best heals for Kasha.
Administering sanctified restorative elixirs.
House Orselio thanks you.
Assess and act, tech assistant. The machine spirits approve. Lucius, I'm relying on you. Executing command.
And let's pew pew with a onesies and a twosies. Threesies. Nice. And it gave you extra movement, which is pretty cool. Run away.
The motive force shields me.
Now Kasha does have an extra attack now.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
The list there is lidless. Argenta. What is your function? Let's go. 1,
Doubt is for the weak.
2, 3,
I'll do it.
4. 100%. That's nice.
It's why I was chosen.
More. Oh.
Holy terror.
Wow. What a... Okay, that was great. There's no other words for it. You? 3 reloads? Ah.
Mocking me.
Stay alive. Okay. Oh, Idira's just prone, right? Yeah, she's just prone. But she's also... Yeah, she's fine. Oh.
Astute observation. I'm amended. Lucius, I'm relying on
Oh, damn it. Misclicked.
executing command.
Alright, we're gonna go
As the
Argenta.
Emperor commands, I act.
Please shoot at this guy. I'm also gonna use
Power
steady
resides
superiority.
in the will of the righteous. Strike is a prayer.
Revel in slaughter. Move and
Faith
shoot.
without deeds is worthless. God Emperor,
Move and shoot.
through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Oh, that was much better.
Join me in prayer.
All right, we're done with today's stream in the forest of Yanis. Right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple more of these battles off camera. We'll probably return to Kiava Gamma soon after this, but a lot of this stuff is kind of treading old grounds for me, which is unfortunate. It's due to the fact that we're replaying this again as a new character type. But that's going to be it for today. I'm hungry. I've got food wafting through. So that's going to be it for today. But anyways, folks, let's just...
Get dad food.
Yeah, get that food. And there's a bunch of things that were new on the redeems, if you weren't here for that. So let's actually just do that again.
Sea boys of green, red war trucks too. You me's no boom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful war!
Yep, okay. That's going to be it for today. Thank you. Let's say thank you to Apilux, Manta, Burton, Tauntaun, Yellowneck, Techno, and Ozor for being members at the time of streaming. Watch vids early, cool badges and emojis for whenever you comment. I'll see if I could... and if you are interested in the membership program, check it out. Get turned to a Pokemon. Click on the join button on YouTube's or subscribe to me on Twitch. You will all both be mentioned here. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more. Click on the bell to get notified for when
Have
I
a
go
good
live.
day, Biggie and all.
Have a good day, Mana. And Gavin, if you're still here. But that's going to be it for today with me streaming this. We'll probably be back tomorrow with more Street Fighter. I need to get my exercise back in after my physiotherapist has been absent. But, yep. So that's me and Biggie, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Goodbye for now.